Hi, this is Banji and here's my reviews for Avengers Annual number 1 and Wolverine and the X-Men Alpha and Omega number 1 of 5. I'll do this one first. Overall, I thought this book was really good. This is one of those stories that really needs to be told, and it needs to be told. I think they're doing the right thing outside of the main core title, because this is a showdown basically between Quentin and Wolverine for dominance, and it's going to be a little bit of payback, and it's going to be a lot of poking from Quentin's side. If you put that in with a regular story, I think all that's going to end up doing is just bogging that part down, and they're not going to be able to move the entire story forward. Just from my initial impression is, I think the art isn't as strong as it is in the X-Men and the Wolverine, or Wolverine and the X-Men, I mean, and I think it suffers a little bit, at least for me. I have a feeling other people aren't going to have any problems with it, though. Basically, the story takes place where it's a normal school day. Quentin doesn't want to go to class, and what he does is he puts Wolverine and armor in this, like, in a sense, like a video game world. They don't know who they are, but they're messengers, and by messengers, they're delivery specialists, I guess you can say. And Quentin jacks them both up along the way. Now, at first, when I first saw this, I was kind of critical about it, but then I realized, oh, wait a second, it's a video game, quote-unquote video game, it's a simulation, so fine, I don't care as much about where they took the images from, because that's obviously Fifth Element, that's Appleseed, that's Hellhound, well, at least the mask part's Hellhound, and I'm sure there's other, there's Arnold is right there from the Terminator. So there's other little things floating around everywhere. Heck, you can probably say that's Blade Runner, maybe Gotham, so whatever. I mean, it's a big homage to everything. I really did think this book was enjoyable. I cannot wait until Wolverine puts Quentin in his place. I like the fact that Quentin's arrogant and cocky, and I think he should stay that way, but he's going to have to be put in his place in order for the Wolverine and the X-Men title to move forward, and I cannot wait for that to happen. Next up is the Avengers Annual number 1. Now, if you remember the last I think it was like a new Avengers, they had Simon and his crew come down and basically said, I warned you and you won't stop, so I'm going to make you stop. And this basically takes place right after it. And this was a home run issue. This had everything I'd want in it. You have Thor pissed and angry and ready to just knock somebody's head off. You have the rest of a whole bunch of the Avengers with either hurt in the sense of their comrade betrayed them, they're confused. You have Luke Cage going, I want them in the pit thing tonight. It was just really, really strong. All the drama between the characters is really good. Basically, the Avengers are basically they're on defense because Simon's always just one step ahead of them. As you can see here, he attacks Avengers Tower. When the Avengers go to the tower, there's nobody there, and he's already at a press conference. And basically what he's doing is he's laying out, this is why I attack them, the Avengers need to be basically disassembled. And he explains, look, the Avengers are not these holier-than-thou heroes. They have a past. He's threatening to tell the world about Ultron, Wanda, etc., etc. And it's actually an interesting story in that they're planting the seed for the future. And you can see the tide of public opinion on the Avengers turning from, basically being put on a pedestal to, you guys really, what are you hiding? Why do you have this clean slate where anytime you do something, it's, there's no consequence for it. And you can kind of see it start also in the 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 Hydra Norman Osborn storyline, and this is really going to basically set the pace for that. Now, I love the art, the story was good, and I won't reveal the ending, but the ending it's a strong ending, and by the time I actually got done with it, I started to think, you know what, Simon's right, because it's not necessarily the Avengers need to be broken up, but it's the fact of the Avengers have a dirty history, and granted, it's not as any more dirty as the X-Men or maybe even some of these other, like the Justice League, people like that, but there's a lot of things that they did and they're not held accountable for, and I'm really curious to see if Bendis is going to be able to have consequence. So we'll see. Overall, at least these two books were home runs. I know I kind of cherry-picked them, thinking that these two would have been good ones. I know there's going to be stinkers in that pile that I got, but I can at least say these are really good. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think, and I'll try to get some more reviews out for tomorrow, so until next time.